Okay, so for step one, some of the early generation PCBs had an excess solder issue around these pads where we're hoping to mount the AccuHost project PCB board. So let's just go right ahead and clean up these solder pads, just using a little bit of flux and some desoldering braid for this. So first of all, let's just let's put a little bit of soldering flux right over these pads, and that's just going to make our life a whole heap easier removing the excess solder. Okay, so moving right along here to step two. In this step, we're going to mount our AccuHost 1.4 PCB. You can see here. It's best to hold it by the corners if you can. You also notice that I'm wearing a static strap here and using a static dissipative mat. So we're going to mount it onto the GP Meter 6 using 4 nylon screws, like so. So one at a time, let's just insert the screws right through the AccuHost 1.4 board and into the GP Meter 6 shield board. Okay, so you can see that we mounted the AccuHost board onto the GP Meter 6. I've just tightened these nuts finger tight, so there is still a tiny bit of movement in the AccuHost PCB. Next step is going to be just to take a look at the alignment between these castellated edge pads and the pads on the GP Meter 6. You can take a look in the construction notes. That shows a nice little diagram there of what you're after here. Okay, and now that we're happy with the alignment of the AccuHost board, let's just take a tube of solder paste and apply pretty much on all the pads, all these peripheral castellated edge pads. Okay, so now we've applied solder paste on all of those castellated edges. All we need to do now is basically run the soldering iron across just to melt that paste and yeah, get the solder bond between the AccuHost board and the GP Meter 6.